Hi, I'm Kevin Kraut, Ogden Kraut's son. I'm going to do a little intro today on the 95 Thesis. This book was written by my father. It tells a little bit about the different changes that happened in the church through our time, our short period of time since the beginning of the LDS church till now. And also the parallels between the changes that happened in Martin Luther's day. Martin Luther, of course, was he had studied in the ministry, and he was a very astute student. And when he got into a little bit of power, he went back and wrote down all the things, about 95 different things that the Catholic Church is changing doctrinally, that he said we need to get back to these old doctrines, these old principles. And he wrote them on the chapel door. And of course that didn't go over very well, and there was lots of different things that happened with that. So kind of with the same type of an attitude, this was done in honor of Martin Luther, who was actually from Germany, pretty close to where my family, the Kraut family, is from. And so he was one of the great reformers, trying to get back to the old religion, and trying to get away from the Roman Catholic Church concepts and things that they were teaching. So what happened was Dad sat down one day and he says, there's a lot of different things that the church is changing. And so he went through, for instance, there's a lot of different things that, rebaptism was one. They used to rebaptize people before they went on a mission, before they were married, before they had a baby, all different types of things were happening. And so it's kind of interesting, because when you look through the 95 different ones, there's all different types of things here. And of course now we don't rebaptize in the church today. But like trust not in the arm of flesh, that's a doctrine that's changed from the early people, the early religion. Revelation, world friendship, all is well. There's several different things that are in here that are very interesting compared to the actual things that we see now happening in the church. And like here's one on the apostles of the 70. There used to be, they used to call them 70 apostles. They don't do that anymore. In fact, most of the 70s aren't even there. It talks a little bit about the kingdom of God, how the kingdom of God was different than the church. Here it talks a little bit about healing instruments. One of the things that was really interesting was that it talks about Jesus being a polygamist. That's interesting. And there were other doctrines. There was a law of adoption, Michael Adam. There was a whole bunch of different things. Here's one on herbology. We did a lot with herbs back in the early days, not now. Midwives, they were actually called and appointed to be a midwife. We don't have that anymore. There was one in here, it describes the individual who, she actually had delivered so many babies and never lost a one. I think it was almost 1,000 at one time. So anyway, this is 95 Thesis. It's a very good intro for people who are trying to find out a little bit more about the early Mormon religion and what its founding fathers have talked about, and then also to see the changes of what we've done today.